Hello, kia ora and good day. My name is Craig Hickford and I have a severe traumatic brain injury. I'm 48 years old and I live with my wife Stacey and two gorgeous kids, Grace, 12 and Toby, 9. We also have our firstborn, Cully, a 15-year-old retriever lab cross. I am here today to talk with you about the severe traumatic brain injury I suffered on Valentine's Day 2016 and some of my experiences with therapists since then. I have learnt that no two TBIs are the same and everyone's expectations will be different, and I understand that is why I'm here to talk to you today. My accident occurred in the early evening of Valentine's Day in 2016 in Fairfield, Dunedin. I was returning from a 50-kilometre ride when I was hit by a four-wheel drive ute which turned into me without giving way. I was thrown 3 metres into the air and landed prone on my head some distance from the area of impact. I was in a bad way. Lucky to be alive. I sustained a serious bleed on the brain resulting in a severe TBI, a broken left shoulder, major grazing on the right side of my body, and a deep impact injury to my right thigh where the ute hit me. I was in Dunedin Hospital for 8 weeks. I was then transferred to the rehab centre, ISIS, in Wakaru Hospital for a further 12 weeks, where I continued to heal and recover and learn to do the basics of life all over again. For the first 3 weeks, I was in a hospital bed, lying still, unable to think, toilet, or feed myself, relying on tubes to sustain my breathing as the swelling on my brain reduced whilst being measured by a bolt in my head. I could not recall much about 13 to 15 weeks post-accident, which is when I began to make connections with my family, friends, doctors, nurses, and visitors who became essential to my existence at the time. Pre-accident, I was a primary school principal at Brockville School in Dunedin, a former basketball player and coach at National Basketball League level, a competitor in multi-sport events, and an active administrator in associations in my area. I felt cared for by my Dunedin and Christchurch therapy teams, but between them and I, we certainly had some challenging experiences. This is just a small sample of some of the things that didn't go so well. I can recall an early initial experience of going swimming at Moana Pool with my physio and struggling in the rehab pool to support myself float and just panicked in the water. I was a confident swimmer, ex-lifeguard, surfer, more than competent water skier, and a strong paddler, among many things, so a lack of confidence with water was a scary experience for me. I can recall at the time I saw myself as broken and could not achieve as much as a result. This was an initial realization of the effects of the TBI on me physically. I spent weekly sessions with the physio. The TBI meant I was paralyzed on my left side, working in the gym and being able to walk and use this side again. The focus was simple: getting the side working out of its paralyzed state, continually working on strength, range of movement, coordination, and my new friend, fatigue. This focus on my left side and balance is an ongoing focus for all gym work currently to this day I undertake. I decided to make a cup of tea one night for Stacey and I, my wife. I boiled the jug and upon boiling it, for some reason thought that I needed to check the temperature. So I decided to put my hand over the nozzle of the boiling jug. I can only think that seemed rather dumb, but at the time it made perfect sense to me. In October of 2016, I resigned from my role as principal at Brockville School. 8 months post-accident, it was one of the most frustrating days of my life. A school I had proudly led for 3 years and worked really hard to make it a great place for learning for its kaimahi and tamariki. I was in no state to share my appreciation for the kind words that were being shared. I was able to share a simple token speech at a farewell assembly, which I wrote with the help of my speech and language therapist. My kids and wife were there for the day with me. Even today, I feel emotional talking about it because it signaled the end of life as I knew it, and it was one that I loved. At the time of handing in my resignation, Stacey decided it would be best we move back to Christchurch to continue with my rehab and recovery. We settled in Christchurch into the house next door to Stacey's parents and have